Hello students, I hope all of you are doing good in this lockdown period. Today we'll start, let me introduce. I am Arko Chatterjee, I think all of you know me. And today we'll start with this chapter called Force and Pressure. Today we'll discuss the force part and in the upcoming days we will discuss about the pressure, okay? So first we have to understand force. So I'll be taking your physics in class 8. So today's chapter is force and pressure, right? And this is for the students that this force and pressure is for class 8 ICC board. So let's define what is force. What is this force? See, force comes in our day-to-day life everywhere. We apply force to push a body. We apply force to stop a body. So force is what? So force, we can say, is an cause. A force is an external cause which can move a body which is at rest. Body at rest means a body which is right now a stationary position, and if we apply force to the body will move. Or say a body is coming towards you and you apply force to stop the body. For example, a fielder. In cricket, we have obviously seen that a fielder jumps to stop the ball. The fielder jumps to stop the ball. So what happens? The ball is coming and the fielder applies force with his hand to stop the ball which is coming to them. Okay, so force, it is a cause. Force is a cause which can do what? Which can change a body state. A body's state means what? State means what? State of rest or state of motion. State means what? Body at rest or body in motion. So when a body is at rest, you apply force, the body will come into motion. And the body which is at motion, you apply force, the body will come to rest. So force is a cause which can change a body state, a body at rest or a body in motion. With that, what else a force can do? Force can also change shape and size. A force can do what? A force can also change the shape and size. Suppose you take a rubber band, you apply force to it, and what happens? The rubber band happens to the length of the rubber band increases. So how do you increase the length of the rubber band? By applying force to it. So rubber band like this, you apply force, the rubber band becomes bigger in size. Or if you take a paste, you know, right? The morning you do the toothbrush, so you take the paste and you apply in your hand, put in your hand and apply force. What will happen? The shape of the whole paste will change. So the shape can also be changed by applying force, and also the size can also be changed by applying force. So shape and size can also be changed. I think this part is clear. Shape and size. And force also can do what? Force can change the direction of a body. Force can also change the direction of a body. A body which is moving, you apply force and the body is still moving but in a different direction. See, body is moving and you apply force, the body is still moving but in a different direction. Huh? So what can do force do? Force can also change the direction of a body, also direction of a body in motion. Force can also change the direction of the body in motion. Just 1 second. So force can change the direction of a body in motion. Force can change the shape and size, and force can also change the what? Change the body's state, body at rest or body in motion. I think this part should be clear to you. So what force can do? Now let's take some example to understand this part as given in your book. So first thing, force can do what? Force can change the state of rest. Force can change the state of rest. What do I mean by that? Suppose you take a football, and the football, you lie it on the ground. Now the football is not moving. So the football at this point is at the state of rest. But if you kick the football, means what? You apply force. You apply force to the football, and then what happens? The football happens to move forward. The football happens to move forward. Now the football which was at the state of rest becomes in the state of motion. So by applying force to the football which was at the state of rest becomes to the state of motion. So I think the first part is clear to you. Force can change the state of rest to what? To state of motion. Achha, second part, force can change the state of motion. Force can also change the state of motion. See, understand this thing by help of example. A ball is coming very fast, okay? Ball is moving very fast towards the boundary. This is the boundary rope, okay? I think all of you see cricket and I think you understand what is the boundary rope means after. So what happens? As the ball approaches, the fielder comes over here. The fielder comes and holds the ball. Okay, the ball is coming, and as the ball comes, the fielder happens to stop the ball. So what happens? The ball was initially in a state of motion. But as the fielder stops the ball with his hand, the ball comes to what? State of rest. So from state of motion, the ball comes to the state of rest. So these two things should be clear to you. What is the change of state means? Change of state means change of state of rest. And force can also change the state of motion. I think these two parts should be clear to you. Just to be more precise, change of state of rest to what? Force can apply change the state of rest to state of motion. And also force can change the state of motion to what? To state of rest. I think these two parts is clear to you. Now let's proceed forward. After this, as I told you, okay, rubber band is there. So this rubber band is there, okay, and as we apply force to it, force on the either side, what happens? The rubber band happens to increase its length. So from this length, this rubber band, from this size can become in this size. How it becomes? When we apply force to it. The rubber band from this size changes to this size. That means what? There is a change of size. size, change of size. So this is the third thing. What is the fourth thing? Force can do what? Change the shape. Suppose this is a paste. Okay, this is a paste. Not good in drawing, so just understand it. Okay, whatever company it is. When you apply force to it, both the sides we apply force. What happens? It becomes in this shape or not? In this shape it becomes. So by applying what? By applying force to it, the paste changes from this shape to this shape. So I can say what? Change in shape. So there is a change of size, also change of shape. How? By applying force to it. So force can do these four things. And one thing, I think it is there in class 9's book, but still you know, force can also change the direction. Change the direction. Means what? Suppose, obviously, all of you take the example of cricket. You know, the ball is coming towards the batsman, and the batsman does what? Plays a square cut. Or a say shot, and it changes what? It changes the direction of the ball. The ball coming from here, then goes towards this side. The ball coming like this way towards the batsman, and batsman hits the ball, and the ball flies that side. So there is what? There is a change of direction. So change of direction. So these 5 things force can do. Okay, clear? Then after this, we'll talk about units, and this is the very important part. Of unit of force. Now all of you have heard about this famous scientist, Sir Isaac Newton. He was the one who happened to did a lot of research about force. So Isaac Newton, so on his reference only, in his name only, the unit of force is given. The unit of force is what? Newton, represented by the letter N. Like what? What is the unit of mass? Kg. What is the unit of length? Meter. Like same way, the unit of force is what? Newton. If I apply lot of force, so I will say what? 100,000 Newton. If I apply small force, I will say what? 10 Newton. So Newtons is what? It is the unit of force, because force is a measurable quantity. We can measure force, as anything which can be measured has a unit added to it. So force is a measurable quantity, and since it's a measurable quantity, the unit is Newton. And the examples are like 1000 Newton of force or 100 Newton of force. Like this is a big force, this is a small force. Okay. Now we have to study about this new unit much in detail, because there is a lot of things you require to study or to understand. What does 1 Newton means? 1 Newton of force. What this 1 Newton of force means? I have to understand very precisely. Okay. Suppose you take a body of mass 1 kg. This is a body of mass 1 kg. And the body is actually moving. The body is moving. Say the body is moving with a speed of say 5 meter per second. So there is a body of mass 1 kg, and it's initially moving with a velocity or with a speed of 5 meter per second. Then you do what? Then you apply a little bit of force from behind. And what happens? As we apply a little bit of force, the body mass remains 1 kg only. But you see, by applying this force, the body changes its speed from 5 meter per second to 6 meter per second. By applying some force, you are changing the speed from 5 meter per second to 6 meter per second. So, and this change, so how much there is an increase of speed? How much there is an increase in speed? The increase in speed is what? 6 meter per second minus 5 meter per second, which is equal to 1 meter per second. So there is an increase of speed of 1 meter per second increase by applying a force to a body of mass 1 kg. And this increase of speed, I made it to happen in just 1 second. In 1 second, in 1 second, the body changes its speed from 6 meter per second, from 5 meter per second to 6 meter per second. So this increase of speed happens in a time interval of 1 second. In a time interval of 1 second, the body happens to increase the speed. Taking this whole situation together, how much force then I have applied? I have applied a force of 1 Newton. So I applied a force of 1 Newton. So if I write in detail, what is 1 Newton of force? You take, when a force of 1 Newton can be defined as the force applied to a body of mass 1 kg. 1 Newton of force can be defined as the force applied to a body of mass 1 kg, increasing the speed, by 1 meter per second, increasing the speed by 1 meter per second in 1 second. So in 1 second, if a body of mass 1 kg increases the speed by 1 meter per second, then the force that we apply is how much? The force that we apply is 1 Newton. So 1 Newton, so if a question comes in the exam, define 1 Newton. So what is the answer for that? 1 Newton of force can be defined as the force when applied to a body of mass 1 kg increases the speed by 1 meter per second in 1 second. Okay, so this is what? This is 1 Newton. So this is, I think this should be clear to you. After this, we have to define, then we define kg. I think this is clear. Next, we define something called as gravity, force of gravity. Weight, also force of gravity, both are same thing. Weight and force of gravity are both the same thing. Now what is this thing? Now Earth attracts everybody towards itself by a force. So Earth applies a force to whom? To us, and keeps the body attracted towards itself. So by the force, the force by which the Earth attracts a body towards itself is called as force of gravity or weight. The force by which Earth attracts a body towards itself. The force by which the Earth attracts a body towards itself. That force is called as what? Force of gravity, or we can also say that as weight. Now, we have said that the unit of force, the SI unit of force is Newton. Okay, that is good. SI unit of force is Newton. But other than that, there are also some other units of force which are also used to make things simpler. To make things simpler, we use other units of force. Suppose there is a body of mass 1 kg. There is a body of mass 1 kg. Then the earth will attract this 1 kg of body towards itself by a certain amount of force. A body of mass 1 kg will be attracted by earth by certain amount of force. So how much force the earth applies on a body of mass 1 kg? 1 kgf. So 1 kgf. So what is kgf? Kgf is a unit of force. Newton is also a unit of force. Newton is obviously that is the SI unit of force, but kgf is also a standard or a most popular unit of force. So kgf is the unit of force, and kg is the unit of mass. Kg is the unit of mass, kgf is the unit of force. So 1 kg is attracted by earth by how much force? 1 kgf force. 2 kg is attracted by earth. A body of mass 2 kg is also attracted by earth. And how much force does the earth applies? 2 kgf. Suppose I can say 2000 kg body. If a body is of mass 2000 kg, then how much force the earth will apply on that body? 2000 kgf. Okay, 2000 kgf. So kgf is a unit of force and kg is a unit of mass. Now we have to see how to find a relationship between kgf and Newton. We have to find a relationship between kgf and Newton. One kgf is equal to 10 Newton. See, kgf is a unit of force. Newton is also a unit of force. Like I can say example, okay? Gram is a unit of force. Gram is a unit of mass, and kg is a unit of mass. Both are unit of mass. Like that, kgf is a unit of force. Newton is also a unit of force. Gram is a unit of mass. Kg is also a unit of mass. Now we can have a relationship or not, that 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. Similarly, if we have to find a relationship between kgf and Newton, 1 kgf is equal to 10 Newton. Remember this relation between kgf and Newton. Very easy. 1 kgf is 10 Newton. Okay. So if 1 kgf is 10 Newton, so let's now see like this way. A body has a mass of 5 kg. A body has a mass of 5 kg. So how much force the earth will apply on it? 5 kgf. 5 kg body will be attracted by a force of 5 kgf. And we know 1 kgf is 10 Newton. So 5 kgf will be 50 Newton. So I can say a 5 kg body will be attracted by a force of 50 Newton also. Suppose I take more examples, 12 kg body, or I can say 18 kg body. Okay, so 12 kg body will be applied, the force will be applied on it is how much? 12 kgf. And we know 1 kgf is 10 Newton, so 12 kgf will be 120 Newton. See, multiply 1 kgf 10 Newton. So 12 kgf 120. 12 into 10 120. 18 kg will be applied by a force of 18 kgf. And we know 1 kgf is 10 Newton. So 18 kgf will be 180 Newton. I think this is very simple, very easy. It is not at all hard. If you pay a little attention, if you cannot understand, please go back in the video and try to understand it once more. It is very easy. So 18 kgf is equal to 180 Newton. So what is the standard relationship? You just have to remember 1 kgf is equal to 10 Newton, right? 1 kgf is equal to 10 Newton. Now, if 1 kgf is 10 Newton, suppose say A is equal to B. If A is equal to B, also can't I say B is equal to A? Like that way, if 1 kgf is equal to 10 Newton, also I can say 10 Newton is equal to 1 kgf. Okay, I just shifted the positions. Okay, 10 Newton on this side and 1 kgf on that other side. So 10 Newton is equal to 1 kgf. So 1 Newton will be how much? 1 by 10 kgf. 10 will go down. If 10 Newton is 1 kgf, so 1 Newton will be 1 by 10 kgf. How much is 1 by 10 kgf? 0.1 kgf. So 1 Newton is equal to 0.1 kgf. Now I think you know 0.1 kg. If I convert this kg into gram, what can I write? Kg into gram, we know 1 kg is equal to 1000 gram. So 0.1 kg is equal to how much? 0.1 kg is equal to 100 gram. 1 kg is 1000 grams, so 0.1 kg. Shift the point one place. Okay, shift the point. Shift the point from here to here. The point will also come from here to here. So it will become 100 gram. So 1 Newton is equal to 0.1 kgf. So 1 Newton, can't I say it is equal to 100 kilogram force, 100 gram force. So 1 Newton is equal to 0.1 kilogram force, and 0.1 kilogram is nothing but 100 gram. 0.1 kilogram is nothing but 100 gram. F remains F. So 1 Newton is equal to 100 gf. What do I mean by that? If I have a body, say this, so this marker, suppose consider this marker is of mass 100 gram, and I place a 100 gram object on my hand. Now earth will be attracting this marker by a force of how much? 100 gram of a body will be attracted by a force of 100 gf. So earth will be pulling it downward by a force of 100 gf. To make the marker in my hands in an equilibrium position, means what? Not going down, in this position, I also have to apply a 100 gram of force in the upward direction. So 100 gram force is being applied by the earth in the downward direction. To make sure that the pen is not going downward, I also have to make a 100 gram force. I also have to apply or give. I have to give a 100 gram force in the upward direction. Okay, so I have to also give a 100 gram force in the upward direction. So this is a body of mass 100 gram. This is a body of mass 100 gram, and 100 gram of the body will be pulled down by a force of 100 gf. Will be pulled by a force of 100 gf. But I don't want this body to go downward. Okay, so I have to apply an opposite force of 100 gf on the upward direction. So as a result, the downward force is equal to the upward force. So both the downward and upward force cancel each other, and the body stays in the right position in my hand, like in equilibrium position, not going downward, not going upward. So if 100 gram of force is applied downward, I also apply a 100 gram force upward. So downward force and upward force cancels each other, and the resultant is what? The body stays in the state of in the equilibrium position. The body is in the equilibrium position. So I think this is clear to you. Now the last part, okay? Now the last part for this video is two things, and I am telling you, this question happens to come. Last year also it came. Rigid body and non-rigid body. Rigid body and non-rigid body, very important. Okay, what is a rigid body, what is a non-rigid body? You have to understand it, which is very easy. A body is made up of what? Molecules. We know that bit. A body happens to is made by lot of molecules. Suppose we apply force. Suppose we apply force to this body. Then as we apply force to the body, what will happen? Two things will happen. The body will become from the state of rest to a state of motion. So as I apply force, the body will become in the state of motion. The body will become in the state of motion. The body will become in the state of motion. Along with that, if I apply force to this body, the molecules of the body will not change its position. The molecules of the body, these are the molecules you can see, they will not change the position. They will remain intact. And if the molecules of the body remains in the same position, then there is no change of shape or size. So body becomes in the state of motion, but no change in shape or size. There is no change in shape or size. Now if I have to talk about non-rigid body, take another body and it has molecules inside it. And we apply force to this body. After I apply force to this body, what will happen? This body will also become to the state of motion. That even same, if I apply force to a body, the body from the state will become to a state of motion, will become in the state of motion. The state of motion means what? Body will start moving. Along with that, but in this situation, as I apply the force now, this molecules changes their position. The molecules changes their position. These molecules goes from this direction. So molecules happens to change their position. And if the molecules changes their position, there will be what? There will be a change in shape and size. There will be a change in the shape and size. So this is the difference between a rigid body and non-rigid body. If we apply force to a rigid body and a non-rigid body, both become in the state of motion. Both from the state of rest changes to the state of motion. But in a rigid body, the shape of the body doesn't change, whereas in a non-rigid body, the shape or the size of the body and the size of the body both happens to change. Okay, so I think all this is what you have for your. So I think all this is what you have in your book. So after this, you study your book. All the things which are there in the book, I have taught you part by part. So after this, we'll start with the next part. That is the turning effect of force. Okay. So we start with the next topic, that is the turning effect of force after this. So I think if you have understood this thing, very good. If you haven't understood, watch the video once more. Okay. And